business. Okay? You have your work cut out for you. Okay, before we talk about this expression, because this is one of our expressions, I recently read in the New York Times about how these young people are taking over their parents' business because the job market out there is not so good. And I thought that was interesting because, I think for a period of time, kids weren't really interested in taking over the family business.
Yeah.
But a lot of young people are having a hard time in this economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think traditionally, like if your father was a carpenter, you probably became a carpenter.
Traditionally,
right? So I think it was just a small amount of time where children were thinking, I don't want to do what my parents did.
Right.
I want to do my own thing.
That's right. And a lot of those professions, those parents probably said, go to college.
Yeah.
Don't do what I do. Get like a white collar job, right? But actually the trend is changing a little bit.
If you grew up in a certain industry, watching your parents do something, it's likely you'll probably do a good job.
I think
More likely, I guess. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you have your work cut out for you. So if someone says that to you, to have one's work cut out for a person, what does this mean? It's kind of long, but
it means there is a challenge ahead. The things you will have to do will be difficult.
Yeah, this won't be easy.
It won't be easy.
Okay. If you call the shots,
you are in charge. You are managing people, making the decisions.
All right. And if you are in over your head,
it is too much for you. You took on some responsibility, and only later did you realize, oh no.
It's too much.
I cannot do this.
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and listen to our power dialogue.
Are you excited to finally run the family restaurant?
I'm more excited for you and Dad to finally get to travel.
Well, you have your work cut out for you. It isn't just about smiling and serving food and drinks. It's very demanding.
I've worked here since I was 14, and I've done every job in the restaurant.
Working here is one thing, but being the one who calls the shots is another thing.
Don't worry. We've got a month to make sure I'm not in over my head.
Okay, please join us on page 14. It's time for or you can find our power dialogue there. The family business. You have your work cut out for you. Kiara says, are you excited to finally run the family restaurant? Okay, so the family business in this case is the restaurant. And Milo says, I'm more excited for you and Dad to finally get to travel. Okay, so basically, Milo is saying, I want his mom and Dad to, travel and take some time off.
Yeah, they've been working. If you have a business, it is often hard to take a vacation, right?
Almost impossible.
So when the child finally takes over the business, it frees up time for Mom and Dad.
It's so true. Kiara is the mom here, and she says, well, you have your work cut out for you. It isn't just about smiling and serving food and drinks. It's very demanding. So Kiara is kind of warning, Milo, that this work is not going to be easy. But this expression, have your work cut out for you, is a very long way of saying it's going to be difficult.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and it's specifically difficult compared to your abilities.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily that the work itself is difficult, but maybe you're inexperienced.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you're a child. Maybe you're very young.
Or maybe you've never done manual labor.
Right. Those types of things. It is difficult for you. And it could be difficult in general, but
specifically for you.
Specifically for you, it is going to be challenging.
And that is the point here, cut out for you. And that's very specific, right? So this is going to be challenging for you.
Yes.
Okay. And so just because it's a restaurant, it's not just about smiling, serving food, but it's also very demanding. And when we talk about work, this is a very common word that we use to describe a type of work.
Yes.
If something is demanding,
it means it requires a lot. In this case, with work, maybe it requires a lot of hours, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Also, a customer can be demanding.
Oh, yeah.
They ask for a lot of things.
That's right.
Oh, can I have more ice for my water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would like some lemons for my water. Oh, could I get some? I'm giving a very, American restaurant example here.
Yes. Yeah, could you take out the pickles? Yeah.
I don't like the meat. Can I get something else for free?
Yeah. So, a customer being demanding. Also, your boss can be demanding too.
They expect a lot out of you.
That's right.
It is often negative. It is not always negative.
Yeah.
So a boss can be demanding, but still be very nice.
Sure.
Right? They just expect a lot from you.
That's right.
They have high standards.
That's right.
But oftentimes it's negative.
It's negative,
Yeah.
right? In this case, it's it's going to require a lot of work.
Yes.
And Milo says, I've worked here since I was 14 and I've done every job in the restaurant. So Milo has experience. And what does Kiara say?
Working here is one thing, but being the one who calls the shots is another thing.
Being an employee is one thing, but being an employer is different.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's our pattern today. A is one thing, but B is another thing. That's our pattern. This is a great pattern.
We often say this whenever we think that the person has too simple of an understanding of something. So working here is one thing. Basically saying, okay, you understand the working part.
Yeah, you have experience.
You have experience, you understand that. But there is another side that I don't think that you understand correctly. And here, when you are calling the shots, when you are making the decision, that's a whole nother world you're going to step into.
Oh, great. Okay, so being on a date or, having him as your boyfriend is one thing, but, getting married in 2 months is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Right? Think about the second part.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I have a good example.
Yes.
I worked at a restaurant when I was in college.
Right.
And I was just a server.
Right.
This one guy was a server who got promoted to manager. He got maybe 20% more pay.
Okay.
Double the working hours. Because he was the manager. He had to be there all the time.
Right, forget it.
He was being a waiter is one thing. Being a manager is a whole another thing.
See, there you go.
And he regretted his promotion.
Yeah. Just because you get 20% more money doesn't mean it's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good example. So if you call the shots,
you are making the decisions. And often it's big decisions.
Yeah.
So we often talk about in a family, sometimes one person, the mom or the dad, calls the shots.
Usually the mom.
The final decision. We're doing this. We're going to Italy for vacation.
Yeah, that's right.
We're eating turkey tonight.
Yes. So, managing people, it's very, very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Right? And you always have to call the shots. And Milo says, don't worry, we've got a month to make sure I'm not in over my head. So, Kiara is concerned, right?
Yes.
Okay, you being the boss, that's another thing. And he's like, well, don't worry, I've got a month to make sure that I'm not in over my head. So if you are in over your head, what does this mean?
There is some challenge or responsibility that you have to take care of, and you cannot because you do not have the ability to do so.
Right.
So the image here is you walk into a pool of water, and you walk and walk and walk.
And it's the water covers.
And the water goes over your head, and you can't breathe.
Yeah, that's right.
You feel like you're drowning.
Yes.
There's too much to do.
That's right. It's too much.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
Are you excited to finally run the family restaurant?
I'm more excited for you and Dad to finally get to travel.
Well, you have your work cut out for you. It isn't just about smiling and serving food and drinks. It's very demanding.
I've worked here since I was 14, and I've done every job in the restaurant.
Working here is one thing, but being the one who calls the shots is another thing.
Don't worry. We've got a month to make sure I'm not in over my head.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 16 and 17. Have one's work cut out for one means that, you're going to face a challenge ahead.
Yes.
And this is also very important. Like, okay, get ready. It's that feeling of like, this is going to be hard. Okay, with three exams next week, you have your work cut out for you.
I know. I've already started studying 3 hours a night.
Yeah, 3 exams. That's a lot.
Finals week in college
is the worst.
You got all your 기말시험 in like 1 week.
In 1 week.
It is.
And you know how I am like with sleep? You know, that is the only time in my life where I can stay up one night. But other kids stayed up like 2 nights.
Yeah, energy drinks and coffee. And
never. Not for me.
Did you do that thing where you double brew the coffee? You make coffee, and then you use the hot coffee to make more coffee.
Oh my goodness, no. I've not done that. But that's a good idea, Cameron.
Yeah.
But this is how I discovered coffee.
Yeah, and most people, well, I don't know, now I think younger people are drinking coffee.
Right, but I started coffee in college.
I did too, yeah.
To stay up. Okay. The coach knew the team had their work cut out for them if they wanted to win the championship. Right? So, again, it's a goal in the future. It's something that you're going to do in the future.
And it's difficult. It's not easy.
No.
So if you're like the number 1 team, winning the championship isn't really having your work cut out for you because it's maybe somewhat expected.
Yeah.
But if you're the last team in the league, you're at the bottom, you would definitely have your work cut out for you.
Yeah. So I feel like it's a difficult task and a challenge. And I feel like also if you don't do that, you're not going to succeed.
Yeah.
There is that kind of feeling of like, you better do this or, do it well. It's going to be hard. But if you don't, you're not going to succeed. Yes. You're not gonna, do well on your exams, and you're not gonna win the championship.
Right. Yeah, it just feels like a bad thing will happen.
If you don't do it.
If you don't do it.
Yeah.
Quite often.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, call the shots. To be in charge. Make important decisions. I want more freedom at work, but my boss still calls all the shots.
It sounds like you should start your own business. Freedom at work. Difficult. To get.
Oh, but I don't know. Start your own business. That's very risky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also risky to stay in a company.
That's true.
The company could company could go south at any time.
These days there's nothing stable anymore.
Yeah, I don't think stability is easy to be found anymore.
The coach called the shots during the game, deciding on when to substitute players. Yeah. I mean, the coach is the boss.
Yes.
For a sports team. Yeah.
Yeah, using the word boss, there is a phrase in English. Maybe you walk into a store, you ask, who calls the shots around here?
Oh, what does that mean?
When you're asking for the manager, you're asking for the boss.
Who's in charge?
Who's in charge? In this case, it does feel a little angry.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
You are maybe
Where's the manager?
You're a customer and you're angry about a service that you received. Yeah. Hey, who calls the shots around here? I need to talk to them.
Right. So, quick question to you. Who called the shots in your house?
My mother.
Your mother. Yeah.
100%. They have that phrase in English.
Yeah.
If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Which is a little bit of satsuri. But
that's right.
It's just if the mother is happy, the whole family is happy.
Absolutely. Happy wife, happy life, right?
Yes,
Same thing, right? It's true. Usually, surprisingly, mamas call the shots.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you do get a family where the children call the shots, though.
Yeah, sometimes they do.
The children control everything in the household.
Well, I think when you're making vacation plans, usually if you have young children, they're going to call the shots.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
A little
bit. If you are in over your head, you are in a situation that is kind of hard to handle. It's overwhelming. It's too much. Okay. How is John's car restoration project going?
He thought he could do it by himself, but he soon realized he was in over his head.
Yeah. So think about anything. Oh, you got excited. I think I want to, change the kitchen, like remodel the kitchen or like, paint the car.
Yeah.
And then you start off real strong. And then later you're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard.
Yeah.
You're in over your head.
I've done that.
You have?
Recently.
What?
Plants. Just bought too many plants.
Yeah, I know.
So many plants.
You have so many. I think it's a botanical garden. I feel like we can go to your house, pay like 1,000원 and see all the different plants.
It's like an oxygen bar. The air is just so fresh.
That is good for you. Okay.
No, I was in over my head. I had to get rid of some recently.
You did.
Yeah.
All right. I was in over my head when I signed up for advanced calculus without learning calculus first.
It's true. You gotta learn the basics before you learn the advanced stuff.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. That's the thing with Power English. So it can be a little, some of our listeners may feel a little in over their head at the beginning. But so a lot of our listeners kind of come in, studying, and then they come over to our level 3.
Yeah, we're not a beginner program.
We're not. I'm sorry, we're not.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you continue to listen over time, you get used to how we say things.
Sure.
And you learn more than I think you realize you would.
And then you also understand our humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Power pattern. Something is one thing, but something is another thing. Okay. Let's give you some examples. Being promoted to manager is one thing, but making the hard decisions is another thing.
Yeah. You think being a manager is great.
Yeah. Have power.
More money. But there are some real tough responsibilities.
That's right.
Training to run a marathon is one thing, but actually running it is another. It's true.
Right? I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just on race day, if the weather's not great, that makes it 10 times harder.
That's right. All right. Our power vocab today is the word demanding. Do check it out on page 18. Thank you so much for studying with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.